FM, where you call me up at 576-7795. That's when my best to play the song you want to hear. Who's this?
Cindy.
Hi, Cindy. What can I do for you?
Could you play Could Be I'm Falling in Love by the Singer?
Oh, that's a good one. Getting ready for Valentine's Day, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
So they scrub deeper, removing dirt that is trapped in the lower layers of the finish. Deep scrubbing also requires more cleaner, so when preparing to recoat, dilute AccuMix UHS cleaner at 2 spouts per 8 gallons of cool water. Use the double scrubbing procedure to make sure that all of the dirt is being removed. On the first pass, drop the cleaning solution and scrub, and check your blue or black pads regularly. After the floor has been scrubbed the first time, go back for the second pass and pick up the dirty solution with the auto scrubber. Then trail mop to rinse and pick up excess water. Now you're ready to apply the finish. You'll be using Signature Floor Finish. Pour the finish directly into your clean bucket. Do not dilute finish. Use a clean rayon finish mop to apply the finish to the floor. Dip the mop in the finish and lightly wring it until it stops dripping. Outline the area to be finished. Remember, when recoating, stay at least 6 inches from the baseboards to avoid unnecessary buildup. Now, fill in the outlined area using long, side-to-side, overlapping strokes in a figure-8 motion. Refill your mop as needed and work section to section. If more than one coat is needed, allow the first coat enough time to dry before applying the next coat. A good rule of thumb for drying time is dry to the touch plus 15 minutes. Applying a second coat to a floor that is not dry will result in poor durability, so be sure you allow the floor to dry thoroughly. Remember that after recoating, you should not burnish the floor for at least 24 hours. Sooner or later, your floors will need a total overhaul. Complete stripping of your vinyl tile floors is necessary to remove old finish that has trapped dirt deep in its layers. Stripping the floor and applying all new finish is the only way to completely remove all of the dirt and make your floor look truly perfect. Stripping is also necessary if you have a brand new floor to ensure proper adhesion of signature finish. The stripping procedure is the same on new or old floors. After you've removed all loose dirt from the floor, the first step is to mix the Bravo stripper with hot water. Be sure to follow the label directions, mixing the Bravo stripper into a clean bucket at a 1:4 dilution ratio, 1 part stripper to 4 parts hot water. If you have to use cold water, you'll have to let the stripper stay on the floor longer to give it time to penetrate through all of the coats of finish. So when mixing Bravo, use hot water whenever you can. Be sure the mop you choose is either new or has been used for stripping in the past. Stripping mops should never be used for anything else. Next, prepare your auto scrubber or swing machine by putting on black stripping pads. Black pads are always used for stripping because they are the most aggressive. Now is a good time to apply Power Foam Bravo to any edges and hard-to-reach areas. After spraying on the Power Foam Bravo, wait for about 5 minutes so that it can penetrate the finish. Then, scrub these areas with an edging tool or scraper. Apply the stripping solution with a mop, making sure you thoroughly wet the entire floor. Go right up to the edges of the floor surface, but be sure not to let the stripper splash the baseboards or any carpet. If it does splash, wipe it off immediately. Leave the stripping solution on the floor for 5 to 7 minutes, but don't let it dry. If some areas dry out, re-wet them. And pay attention to areas of heavy buildup or stains. It's a good idea to reapply more stripper to these areas too. Now it's time to scrub the floor. Again, be sure you're using black pads on your auto scrubber or swing machine. When using the auto scrubber, the double scrubbing procedure is recommended. Change or flip your pads as necessary, and make sure you scrub the whole floor. Any areas you miss will show up as shiny spots when the floor dries, and you'll have to go back and strip them before you can continue. Remember, don't pick up the slurry until your second pass. If you're using the swing machine to scrub, pick up the slurry with the auto scrubber. If you notice that some areas have dried out before you've had the chance to pick up the slurry, re-wet the floor with stripper. Next, the floor must be rinsed. If you will be using your auto scrubber to rinse, clean out the solution tank thoroughly and fill it with clean water. And put on clean black pads too. Apply and pick up the rinse water in one pass, dropping the water with the pads down, vacuum on, and squeegee down. Be sure you cover the entire floor. After you've rinsed the whole floor, you'll have to trail mop the areas that the auto scrubber missed. Make sure you're using clean water and a clean mop. To see if you did a thorough job of stripping, bend down and look at the floor in the light. See any shiny spots? If you did everything right, you won't see any. This dull, bare appearance is what you're after. The last step is to apply the signature finish to your dry, bare floor. The technique for applying signature is the same as we described in recoating. Signature finish is poured into a clean bucket and applied in medium, even coats with a clean rayon mop. However, when finishing a bare floor, outline your first coat all the way to the edges of the floor surface, right to the baseboards or carpet trim. Fill in the outlined area with overlapping figure-8 strokes. After the first coat is completely dry, after 30 to 45 minutes, apply the second coat, but stay 6 to 8 inches from the baseboards or carpet trim. The first coat of finish is the only one that goes to the edges to prevent unnecessary buildup. Be sure you let the floor dry thoroughly between coats. Only apply 4 coats of signature to the floor during one work shift. The next day, dust mop and scrub the floor with AccuMix UHS cleaner and red pads. Then apply 2 to 3 more coats, allowing each coat to thoroughly dry to complete the finishing process. For best results, apply a minimum of 6 coats over the 2-night period. If your floor endures heavy traffic in between coats, you can burnish before applying the final coats, but you must be sure that you've waited at least 24 hours since the previous coat was put down. The maintenance process for your signature floor care program is relatively simple and extremely effective. By dust mopping, scrubbing, and burnishing daily, and deep scrubbing, recoating, stripping, and finishing when necessary, your vinyl tile floors will attract a lot of attention. And by following the correct procedures and using the right products, the attention they attract will reflect favorably on you. You'll find the maintenance of the ceramic tile in your Walmart store to be fast and easy. Step 1 is to sweep the floor with a bristle broom, not a dust mop. Next, dilute AccuMix UHS cleaner at the ratio of 1 spoutful to a bucket of clean water. Use a clean mop and wet mop your ceramic tile daily. No rinsing is necessary. Just mop and let it dry. About once a week, or as needed, ceramic tile and grout need to be scrubbed. You'll be using a low-speed buffer equipped with a nylon bristle brush. The cleaner for ceramic tile is J-Shop 600 degreaser. Mix the J-Shop 600 in a mop bucket at the ratio of 2 ounces per gallon of water. Apply this solution to the floor with a mop. Then scrub it with the low-speed buffer and brush. Do not allow this cleaning solution to come in contact with your vinyl tile floors. Pick up the dirty solution with your auto scrubber or with a mop and bucket. Then, rinse the floor thoroughly with clean water. You'll never have to finish or seal ceramic tiles, so sweeping and scrubbing are all it takes to keep ceramic tile floors looking great. While the concrete floors in your Walmart store are generally out of the public eye, keeping them clean contributes to the safety and efficiency of your fellow employees. In addition to sweeping on a regular basis, cleaning and finishing concrete floors is necessary. For daily maintenance of the stockroom, pick up all trash and debris. Then sweep the floors. Remove labels or stickers with a putty knife or scraper. Once a week, you'll need to scrub the stockroom floors with your auto scrubber and blue pads. Mix 1 spoutful of AccuMix UHS cleaner per 8 gallons of clean, cool water into the solution tank and scrub the floor in a single pass. Hand mop any areas that the auto scrubber won't reach. Periodically, due to traffic and use, the concrete floors need to be finished. Newly laid concrete floors also need to be sealed after being allowed to cure for 30 days. JX 4000 Concrete Sealer is specially formulated for concrete. After cleaning and scrubbing with J-Shop 600 heavy-duty cleaner, diluted 2 ounces of J-Shop 600 per gallon of water. The JX 4000 is applied just like any other finish and allowed to dry thoroughly between coats. 2 or 3 coats of JX 4000 should provide adequate protection to your concrete floors. The first step in carpet maintenance is always to thoroughly vacuum the entire carpet. Vacuuming removes the loose soil that gets trapped in carpet fibers. In fact, just by vacuuming on a daily basis, you will not only improve appearance, but you will also be prolonging the life of your carpet. Be sure that the bag is changed or the canister emptied on a regular basis to guarantee 100% efficiency of your machine. As you vacuum, check for spots, chewing gum, or stains, and note where they are. Removing those spots quickly is essential for continued high appearance. To remove spots and stains, Rugby Soil Release Concentrate or Rugby Extraction Plus can be diluted according to label directions into a spray bottle. And no matter what the stain is or which product you're using, the spot and stain removal procedure is the same. Begin by spraying the spotter onto the carpet. If it looks as though the spot has dried or has really penetrated the carpet, agitate the spot, helping the spotter to penetrate the affected area. After the spotter has been allowed to penetrate the spot for about 5 minutes, blot with a clean white absorbent cloth or paper towel. Press the towel into the spot, then lift it, flip it over, and repeat. You'll be able to see the soil that is lifted on the towel, so continue blotting until the spot is gone. Rinse the treated area by spraying on clean water. Then blot up the water with clean towels. Removing spots on a daily basis is crucial. The less time they have to work their way into the bottom layers of the carpet, the easier it will be to remove them and keep the carpet looking great. While vacuuming removes the loose soil, bonnet buffing gets at the embedded soil, the dirt that vacuuming can't remove. Divide the carpeted areas of your store into 12 sections and bonnet clean one section every week. This way, the entire carpet in your store should be cleaned a minimum of once every 90 days. Rugby soil release concentrate is used in conjunction with a rotary floor machine and a yarn pad or bonnet. Remember, vacuum before bonnet buffing. To apply the soil release concentrate, mix 1 part Rugby soil release concentrate with 4 parts water in a pump-up garden-type sprayer. Spray the Rugby solution on an area about 10 feet long by 4 feet wide and on the bonnet. Don't overspray. There's no need to soak the carpet. And since the cleaner evaporates quickly, don't work too large an area. Give the cleaner a few minutes to work, then begin bonnet buffing with a rotary floor machine and a clean bonnet. Flip or change the bonnet as it becomes dirty. Continue treating and buffing small sections until your area to be cleaned for the evening is done. Be sure you allow enough time for the carpet to dry before moving on to any other procedure. Remember to rinse out all of your pads when you're done. When they become really soiled, wash them in a regular washing machine and dry them on either low or medium heat. If consistent vacuuming, spot removal, and bonnet buffing are done faithfully, hot water extraction should only need to be tackled on a limited basis. Over the course of time and traffic, even the most frequently maintained carpets need to be thoroughly restored to remove embedded soil. For those larger stores with hot water extraction equipment, restorative maintenance begins by clearing the section of carpet to be cleaned. Remove all merchandise racks. Vacuum and remove spots. If your carpets are heavily soiled, you may choose to pre-treat certain areas before extracting. Rugby soil release concentrate can be applied with a pump-up garden-type sprayer to areas that are heavily soiled. Just spray the diluted Rugby soil release concentrate with the low-pressure sprayer onto the most heavily soiled areas, like traffic lanes, and let it be. No matter how large your section to be cleaned is, you should be working on small, manageable areas, about 10 feet by 4 feet, so that the cleaner doesn't have a chance to dry on the carpet. But do be sure to let this solution set on the carpet for at least 10 minutes before proceeding. Hot water extraction involves spraying warm to hot water with a low foaming detergent onto the carpet with enough pressure to get good penetration and soil loosening action. Then the soil, water, and detergent are immediately removed with a powerful vacuum. Rugby Extraction Plus is diluted 1 to 3 ounces per gallon of hot or warm water into the solution tank of the extraction machine. Follow the machine manufacturer's instructions and pull the machine backwards slowly to make sure that all of the detergent, soil, and water is being extracted. Be sure to let the carpet dry completely before it is submitted to traffic. Carpeting adds a lot to the comfort and appearance of your store. By vacuuming, removing spots, bonnet buffing, and hot water extracting, your carpets will remain attractive and will last a long time. Restroom care is one of our highest priorities because this is one area that customers demand be clean. People won't shop in stores with filthy restrooms, so your efforts here are extremely important, not just for appearance sake, but for health reasons as well. Before you proceed to the restroom, use the Walmart wall chart for reference and take a minute to be sure you have all of the necessary equipment, supplies, and chemicals. The first step is to knock and announce yourself. Bring all of your supplies into the restroom and begin by refilling all dispensers, toilet tissue, sanitary supplies, and soap. Check the urinal screens and urinal blocks. And clean the screen, the surface, and underside. Don't forget to wear your rubber gloves. Check the electric hot air dryers for proper operation. Any problems should be reported to management immediately. Clean the surface of the dryers with the light green forward DC. Spray a clean cloth with the forward DC and wipe the surface of the dryer. Next, disinfect by spraying with the rose-colored End Back 2. Just let this air dry. Next, empty all trash and sanitary containers. Install new liners in the receptacles. Wipe the surfaces of containers with forward DC and spray Good Sense deodorizer inside the containers. Once a week, thoroughly clean the insides of all trash receptacles with forward DC. Cleaning the surfaces of all dispensers and surrounding tile walls is next. Use the light green forward DC and wipe all of the areas down with a sponge. Now move to sinks, counters, porcelain, and chrome. Spray these surfaces with forward DC and let it set for 1 to 2 minutes. Letting the forward DC set allows the chemicals to do the work for you. While you are waiting for the forward DC to set, apply the Green Crew toilet bowl cleaner to the insides and under rims of toilets and urinals. Spread it with your swab and allow it to set for 10 minutes. Now spray the toilet seats and porcelain with forward DC. Glass cleaning comes next. Be sure to dilute Glance Concentrate 1 quart to 5 gallons of water and fill your spray bottle from this buddy jug. Blue Glance Glass Cleaner is used for mirror and glass cleaning. Just spray and wipe with clean paper towels. Okay, back to the sinks, counters, porcelain, and chrome. Rinse and wipe the surfaces with a clean cloth or sponge. Then spray them with End Back 2. Don't wipe the End Back 2 off, just let it air dry. Now return to the toilets and urinals. Notice that the Green Crew has turned blue. Now you're ready to swab down the inside and under the rims and flush clean. Wipe down all the exterior surfaces, including toilet seats, porcelain, and chrome pipes. Then spray these surfaces with the End Back 2 disinfectant. Next, high dust light fixtures, vents, and partitions. Spot clean stalls, doors, light switches, and kick push plates with forward DC. The last thing to be done is the floors. Sweep first with a broom, not a dust mop. Then finish by wet mopping with forward DC diluted into your bucket. Don't forget to leave your wet floor sign up until the floor is completely dry. And be sure to fill in the associate restroom inspection report. On your way out, clean the drinking fountain by spraying all surfaces with forward DC, letting it set for a few minutes, and then wiping it dry. Restroom cleaning is fast, easy, and essential. Well-maintained restrooms say a lot to customers, and they say a lot about you. Keeping your maintenance area and equipment clean and well organized will not only make your efforts more efficient, but it will also make your job easier. The first thing to do at the end of your shift is to rinse out all mops and pads thoroughly. Make sure your mops are labeled with the name of the task they were used for. Keeping your floor stripping mops clearly labeled is extremely important. You can never rinse out stripper completely, and if you were to use that mop to finish, the results would not be pretty. Hang up all mops and pads to dry to keep them in good condition. Next, empty and rinse out all buckets. Be sure to rinse them well. Check your buckets, especially the wheels. Remove any mop strings that may have gotten twisted around caster wheels. Once a week or so, oil all caster wheels to maintain proper movement. Next, empty your auto scrubber and flush out suction hoses. The auto scrubber should also be wiped down with a spray cleaner. Next, move on to vacuum cleaners. Change the bags or empty the canisters. Check their hoses, belts, and beater bars to make sure everything is in good working condition. Remove any threads that might be tangled around the ends of the beater bar. Also, check your chemicals. Be sure that all containers are marked with the names of their contents and that all lids are on tight. Be sure that everything is in its proper place. There's nothing more frustrating than spending the first 15 minutes of your next day searching for something that's out of place. Sweep the floor and then take inventory of your chemicals and supplies. Be sure to reorder so you don't run out. Walmart takes the appearance of our stores very seriously. Customers want to shop in a clean, attractive environment, and it's your responsibility to provide that environment. When we combine the best products and proven effective procedures with your skill and pride, we know that your efforts will continue to attract customers to Walmart.